Today's topic is the carbon cycle and the wastes to the environment. But first of all, we got to explain what the carbon cycle is. The carbon cycle starts in the air, in which carbon is used by plants in the process of photosynthesis. Plants use that carbon to create sugar, or in other words, fruits, and oxygen, which makes the plant grow. The wood from the plant, or the fruits, are consumed by the mammals, or they go to the soil and fill it with nutrients, or they are burned to make heat or as a fuel. If it is burned, the carbon will go immediately back to the air and the cycle will begin again. If it is eaten by a mammal, the mammal will import that carbon, which later will be exhaled in the respiration process, and the carbon will start again. When the mammal dies, it lays nutrients on the soil, which may be used to make more plants or fossil fuels, which are used in the industry and release a lot of carbon, which contaminates the earth.
Our team has more information about how this may affect our world.
The global warming is a problem that affects our environment, but we don't know how it occurs. Well, first of all, the ozone is a compound that is formed by three oxygens. This compound is at the atmosphere and is between another compound that is the chlorine. The chlorine reacts with the ozone and produce chlorine monoxide and oxygen. This chlorine monoxide reacts with another molecule of chlorine monoxide and produce the chloride dioxide that also react with the sunlight and produce chlorine and oxygen. Well, but sometimes this chlorine monoxide react with this oxygen and with nitrate oxide and methane and produce chlorine nitrate, hydrochloric acid and nitric acid, and this affect at the oxygen because it cannot be together again to be again ozone. So this is the problem that affects us.
These are the main chemical reactions that occur in the carbon cycle. Photosynthesis. Light plus CO2 plus H2O produces C6H12O6 plus CO2. Respiration. CH2O plus O2 produces CO2 plus H2O. Decomposition. H2O plus O2 produces H2O plus CO2. Burning. C6H12O6 plus O2 produces CO2 plus H2O. Now we're going back to the studio with Carla that is going to show us the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
Now I'm going to show you a graphic which shows the increase of carbon emissions due to the past of the years. You can see here the total of petroleum, coal, natural gas, cement production, gas flaring, and here we can see the big increase through the past of the years.
The principal causes of the emissions of CO2 to the environment is the uncontrolled consume of humans in fossil fuels and the use of energy in a improper way. Like for example, people leave the lights on and this consumes a lot of energy, which is produced like using fossil fuels. Yet there's companies that are using green ways to like have energy, like windmills or solar panels or such. The second one is like the use of cars, like unnecessary trips that could be avoided using a bus, or like getting together with your friends to like make trips for use less cars and less fuels, because that fuels release carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. And what happens when there's a lot of carbon dioxide is that the atmosphere gets thicker, and that like there's like this cape of atmosphere, and when the rays, sun rays, like ultraviolet and everything, gets in, they bounce with the earth, and they cannot bounce back to the space. Like they bounce, and if it is too thick, it will bounce and stay in the atmosphere. And that is like the main problem that an excess of carbon dioxide produces, and that's why we need to avoid it, because eventually all the rays, radiation and heat is going to stay in the air, and it's gonna heat a lot, and we may have like floods or storms or everything like that. Like there's people that think that the atmosphere is actually getting thinner, but the truth is it is getting thicker, and that's why there's this effect.
My personal reflection is that I learned that we are among a lot of chemical reactions that we can see, and it affects all our environment and all our life. So we cannot live without chemical reactions.
Well, my personal reflection is that we need to take care of what we do, like on our lives, like not to spend too much fuel or burn things or to throw things to the nature, because it might affect the carbon cycle and it might affect life. So I think we need to be more responsible about our expenses and all of that stuff, because we need to take care of our world.
My reflection is that now that we know all this, we should do something about it.
In this topic, I learned the chemical reactions and the compounds that we can find in the carbon cycle, like burn, decomposition, and breathing. For example, we use breathing and it gave us energy, of course, oxygen, and so more. Thank you.